My name is Jacob. I'm a very old friend of Masha when the war started, and she left Kyiv together with Vasily and Christina and Vanya in one car, and she called me to help her on the way, which border to cross, what's the best way, how to proceed. And then during that drive, it became quite clear that it's not possible for Ivan to leave the Ukraine. So they decided to stay in the west of Ukraine, in Uzhgorod, close to the Slovakian border. And Vasily and Christina came to Europe and started to do whatever they could from here. And then they came up with this idea of organizing this exhibition. Masha and Ivan started working on the paintings, and Christina and Vasily started to organize this whole thing.
My name is Masha Reva. I'm one of the artists who is participating in this exhibition. It was really important for us to pull it all together. Our time in Uzhgorod, on the border between Ukraine and Slovakia, was pretty difficult because we left our homes in Kyiv, and working on this exhibition helped us to focus more on artistic work rather than pretty violent news that we were observing every day. The exposition starts and you see a painting with two humans. One is huge one and small one is hiding above the huge one. Next to this square painting, you can see a woman hiding from danger from the sky. Beyond it, there is a group of drawings. They're all united by the theme of Ukrainian soil and also the power of nature, about which I was thinking a lot in terms of Ukrainian territory, which is also rich for great soil, and we used to produce a lot of food supplies for around the world. War came to us in spring, where we had to work with soil and prepare it for this cycle. So farmers had a really big problem working on the fields. And then you can see Ivan's big canvas, which is called Kids. The topic of this canvas is a tragedy that happened in Mariupol when the drama theater was bombed and many kids and people died. Next, you can see one more painting by Ivan, which is called Girl Playing with a Cat. So the girl is actually Esther. She's owner of the house where we've been living. And she was really kind to give us this house because all her family went to Hungary, so it was empty. They left the cat, and on this painting she's playing with the cat. This big artwork contains 20 portraits. It's supposed to be one artwork, which is called We Are Looking at You. There are 4 real characters, and the rest I just made up. So there is me, there is Vanya, in the left top angle. And there is also a portrait of Esther, which is on the second row in the end, and one more portrait of man I just saw in the video, a random refugee from Ukraine. So I just thought about creating this work. I wanted to depict different people and characters that are representing Ukrainians and how they're like changed because they saw the war, and the war is supposed to appear in their eyes. This big painting in the middle is by Ivan, and that was the last artwork he has done. And it's pretty hard to talk like what Ivan is actually depicts in his artworks, which are pretty abstract, but in fact there are 3 figures. On the left, an abstract figure of someone playing violin. On the right, top corner, you can see 2 faces, which is me and him riding a horse. The artwork is called Those Who Kiss. So I think what is good about it, that is quite positive, and even though the atmosphere around us was pretty heavy, but we were still like 2 lovers living this moment and through all this pain. I think he wanted just to document it somehow. At this moment of like, I don't know, sharing this house which we found just by luck, sharing these moments of like working together in one space, because normally we don't work in one space. So also our relationship, I think, evolved during that time. Moving to the next wall, there is a big painting on the left top corner. It's a figure hiding from fires that are coming from the sky. This is a drawing on paper done with colored ink. So this figure is running on the field, And you can see this theme of like people being on the fields a lot in my works. Also, there is a parallel between Ukrainian flag. When we are moving forward to the next wall, it starts from a big painting, a big drawing on paper by me. It's called The Sky is Burning. I've done it on the second week. It was pretty hard to think about work, but then I was asked by Polish Vogue to create an artwork for the issue dedicated to Ukraine. So I did this drawing and we shot it in the courtyard of our temporary house. If you Google it, you will find the image of two builders standing and holding this drawing. Below it, there is a small drawing by me, a big figure sheltering a smaller figure. This drawing is about kids being protected by their parents, but also about my frustration regarding like people who are still staying in their like cities, because I know that it's maybe not for all of them, but for some people it's possible to live in safer areas, but for some reason not everybody does it, and like people are staying together with kids and in really hot spots. On the middle of the wall on the right, you can see a big canvas by Vanya, and it's called God, What a Wonderful Garden. What I can tell about this painting, in fact, it's quite the opposite of its name. It's pretty brutal and aggressive, and there are like figures running in a way, and then figures that are running against those other figures. There is also a human figure holding a big fire. So basically, it's like canvas about the fight. And I think what he meant by this name is that Ukraine looks like a wonderful garden, but some people just want to own it. And there is fight in this wonderful garden. So moving towards the end of the exhibition, you can see a canvas in right top angle. It's canvas by me. It's woman lying in the field of flowers, and her body looks broken. This artwork is about rape. I was looking a lot in the news of imagery of victims, and all of them, they were like laying in really broken poses. We have a big group of friends who worked on this exhibition. I would like to thank them all. I'd like to name them all. So first of all, Vasily Grogol and Kristina Skripka, who actually came up with the idea of arranging the exhibition. And then Pavel Buryak, who is our film director, he made really beautiful video about how we were getting ready for the exhibition, how we worked in Uzhgorod. His wife, Katerina Efimchuk, who also helped us to arrange the logistics, to bring all the works to Berlin. Many more other people. Especially, I would like to thank Vita Glushenko. He came up with the name of the exhibition. He worked on all the graphic design and website, and he also has beautiful text about it.